Hello and welcome. If you're watching this video, then chances are you're interested in creating your own online business, and that's good because I'm interested in showing you how to do exactly that. So let's look at some of the obvious questions to start with. Why create an online business? Jim Rohn said it really well when he said wages make you a living, profits make you a fortune. If you're working for somebody else, then obviously it's in their interest to pay the lowest amount they can to make the most profit that they can. So I know a lot of people go looking for online jobs such as data entry and envelope stuffing, and the truth is that they're very low paid jobs, and there are a lot of scammers out there who will put jobs out, get you to do the first one, and you'll never get paid, and you'll have wasted your time. So it definitely is in your interest to have your own website and your own business so that you can take all those profits rather than putting them in someone else's pocket. The next reason is that anyone can create an online business. From teenagers to, like, I have people that I work with that are in their 70s, and they have successful online businesses. There are so many things you can do, whether it's getting if you have an existing offline business, you may want to do more with that online. Well, these videos will show you how you can do that. There are literally probably millions of people out there that are very talented with various crafts, ceramics, building furniture, building kids' toys, all that sort of thing. And they're all things that you can make money with by putting it online. So definitely don't count yourself out because you don't think you can do it. I can assure you that you can. Okay, the next thing is it's much cheaper than a traditional offline business. If you're going to have an offline business, then you're probably going to need a shop. You'll have all the utility payments, monthly utilities that go along with that. You probably have to employ people, and it's can be quite an expensive exercise. On the other hand, with an online business, you don't have all those costs. The costs are very low. You'd be surprised at what the monthly costs are, and we will go into that as we get into the video series. You have potentially millions more customers than an offline business. With offline, you're basically relying on people seeing your local ads, walking into your shop, and buying stuff that way. On the internet, you've got a global audience that you can sell to, so there's just no comparison as far as your potential sales go. So the next obvious question is, what will I need to learn? And this is probably the biggest stumbling block for most people. A, they don't think they can do it, but B, there really aren't that many courses online that will give you everything that you need in order to get that online business up and running. So let's look at the basic things that you'll need to do and learn. First up, you need to decide what products and or services you want to sell. This is important for later on when you get to the e-commerce side of your website. And the e-commerce is where you actually take payments. Will you be shipping products, so you need to take the payment before it gets shipped? Will you be selling digital products online, like images and things like that? Will you want to have a membership site where you're training people to do things? These are the decisions that you will need to make early on. You'll need to register a good domain name. It's going to be your online brand. Quite often I see people register domains like, mygreatproductsforyou.com with a number 4 and a letter U, and it just doesn't look very professional. You can register a domain in your own name if you want to brand yourself as an expert in a particular field. That's certainly very valid, and you may well have come across websites where they are registered as the person's name. So definitely have to take a little bit of time, a little bit of thought on what that domain name is going to be, and we'll show you how to do that. Purchase a web hosting account from a reputable company. There are literally thousands of web hosts out there, ranging from $6 or $7 a month, maybe even $4 or $5 a month, to much more than that. And the truth is, you can get a web hosting account with a reputable company for under $10 a month. You do need to be careful though, because a lot of the web hosts that are cheap are what they call resellers. So they basically resell the services of one of the reputable companies, but the problem is that they're your first point of contact, and quite often they don't know anything about web hosting, so they become the middleman where you ask them for support. They then have to ask the real web host for support and then get an answer from them, send the answer back to you. So it can end up being a potentially costly but certainly time-consuming process just to get support. You'll need to install and learn basic WordPress. Now, with the web hosting or the type of web hosting that I'll be recommending, that'll really only require a few mouse clicks. So you don't have to worry, do I know how to install software, etc., etc. WordPress is software, it's free, so there's no cost involved there. But the installation is done via another program that makes it extraordinarily easy. Just a step-by-step process that doesn't require any programming knowledge or anything like that. And that'll become your blog/website. WordPress was originally just for blogging, so it was fairly basic, but over the last 6 or 7 years it's evolved into a full-blown website system, and you'd be surprised how many big companies and corporations are now using WordPress software for their websites, because it really is that powerful. And you'll also have to learn how to promote your website on Google and possibly other search engines and social networks. Probably with the social networks, we'll be looking closer at Facebook than any other, because again, it's the biggest. It's always worthwhile to be able to get your website ranking fairly well in Google, so we'll look at that. But for a lot of people, the social networks are probably going to be the better thing. And there's the new social network, Pinterest. So if the products you're selling are visual, it works really well for that. And then we've got Twitter and LinkedIn are the other two big social networks that are of interest, and we'll take you through the training for that. So that's pretty much it. As I said, don't sort of throw your hands up in the air and say I can't do this, because I'm sure you can, and my aim will be to have this video series presented in such a way that it won't matter what your level of knowledge is regarding websites and working online, you'll be able to do it. So sit back and get into the rest of the videos, and I'll see you there.